Peace, y'all. JUC. Just wanted to share some information, recap some information that we shared this past Monday on the radio. We being RAP, Revolutionary African Perspectives. Every Monday, WRFG 89.3 FM, Atlanta, 7 p.m. Eastern. So we talked about the campaign to free Alex Saab. Alex Saab is a deputy diplomat to the African Union on behalf of the government of Venezuela. Very long story short, he's been arrested. He's been held in captivity for a year. He was arrested at the behest of the United States government in Cape Verde. He was flying from Venezuela to Iran to do business on behalf of the Venezuelan government. The plane stopped in Cape Verde off the west coast of Africa, little island nation, to refuel. While the plane was on the ground, he was arrested, and the U.S. has been trying ever since to get him extradited to the United States to stand trial and be put in prison for supposedly for the crime of money laundering, but which actually means doing business on behalf of the Venezuelan government, because the U.S. has decided that it is illegal for the people of Venezuela to get food or medicine or gasoline, because they want to starve the people of Venezuela to the point of overthrowing their government, because that government for the past 2 decades now has dared to defy the United States authority over the entire earth. So, part of this is that the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, their court, of which Cape Verde is a member, that court ruled that Cape Verde had to release Alex Saab because he's being held illegally. And the Swiss banking authorities, investigated Alex Saab for 3 years at the behest also of the United States government. And they concluded their investigation recently, finding that he did nothing wrong, has definitely not committed money laundering. All that he has done is conduct international business on behalf of the Venezuelan government, which employs him. So you have a few things at work here. One thing, the United States government is illegally putting these economic sanctions on Venezuela and dozens of other countries around the world. This is against international law. They cannot do this legally, but they do it. They are attempting to starve a whole nation of people. Literally, thousands of people are dying every year because of the impact of the fact that their government cannot do business. Also, the authority of Africa's institutions over their own lives and land is being disregarded by the United States in this. That Cape Verde is more afraid of what happens if they disobey the United States than they are afraid of what happens if they disobey the order of the regional bodies that they are a part of. The Swiss authorities have already determined that Alex Saab is innocent. So it's simply our tax dollars, especially us as Black Americans, because Venezuela is a friend of Black, Indigenous, and poor people all over the world. They have been that for 20 years now. One of the main reasons that Venezuela, the U.S. wants to overthrow their government, and the U.S. did overthrow the government of Libya, is because those two oil-producing countries, used their oil wealth to fund liberation movements and help poor people throughout Latin America and Africa. Venezuela still does as much of this work as they possibly can, even with their meager resources they have now because of the U.S. sanctions. And just 2 years ago, Venezuela sponsored an international conference on reparations, making themselves the global hub for efforts to achieve reparations for African descendants of slaves around the world. and people from the United States, black liberation activists from the United States went there, participated in that. Venezuela is our friend. The U.S. is attempting to starve our friend to death with our tax dollars. This is something we need to know about, talk about, and try to stop. There's a petition to free Alex Saab right now. There are people on the ground in Cape Verde right now seeking to get to him, help him, talk to him, and send information back to the rest of the world. I'm going to post a link for the petition. Please sign it, and please share this information with everybody you know, all your friends and family. We can't keep letting stuff like this happen. If black people in America want to be free, if poor people in America want to get relief from poverty, we have to understand the role that our tax dollars, the people who are supposed to be our elected officials, the role they play in taking resources from the rest of the world that they use to oppress us with. All this stuff is connected. We got to talk about it. We got to think about it. We got to organize around it. All right, let's go.